This is the show where two friends from different parts of the world discuss all things, all elite wrestling. And one of them actually knows what they're talking about. We'll let you decide. Welcome to the Beauty and the Beard Pro Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Woody and Sarah.
Hello, everybody. This is your AEW Dynamite review for July 7th, 2021. And man, of all the Dynamite reviews Sarah has to miss, it's this one. She did not make it back from vacation in time, so I'm having to do this solo. I cannot believe that of all the ones she's going to miss, it's going to be this one. Unbelievable.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Excuse me?
You made it.
I'm
all right. Just in time.
Guess
just in
back.
time.
Back again. Sarah's back. Tell AEW.
I was wondering how you're going to finish that. Welcome back, Sarah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I mean,
y'all miss me?
I'm sure somebody did.
Sure somebody did out there.
Somebody.
Wah, wah, wah.
I hear crickets.
I know, so do I.
I did miss you. Of course, I didn't have to do any shows without you or anything. But we did have to skip the Q&A, but yeah.
And I
did miss going back and forth. Yes, you have. It's been radio silence because I knew after watching that Dynamite, I knew she couldn't watch it for. It's almost like a full day you had to go really without watching, right? So
I came back early as well.
But I knew, I was like, it's got to be agony. The fact that she knows she should be watching this, and I wanted to tell you so much, but I couldn't.
I know.
Oh.
I literally saw like notifications popping up, and I just ended up turning off my phone because I was like, I can't even like, because my notifications show me like some of the text that people put. So I was like, I can't even look at my phone. So I literally turned it off and just played Animal Crossing. That is literally what I did.
I remember I sent you a message because I tagged you in something, and I knew there was a spoiler in that. And I said, "Whatever you do not look at what I just tagged you in." I knew you wouldn't, but I wanted to make sure you knew because
when that message came through, my husband saw it and he went, apparently what he says, whatever you do not go on Twitter. And I was like, what's he tagged me in?
Yeah, just a
quick
warning.
Replying to you going, all right, I see you. I see what you're doing.
Because it was something big, as you all know now. God. It was something major. Guys, AEW's back on the road with the Road Rager in Miami this week. Yes, first show back on the road.
It's so weird seeing like it from a completely different angle because I'm so used to seeing Daily's Place angles and stuff. When I started watching it, obviously I just drove home and I was a bit tired, and I literally dumped all my stuff and just like left the husband to like do what he needed to do, and I just sat down, turned on my Wi-Fi, turned on my TV. And then I was like, right. And I was all geared up thinking, it's Daily's Place because I forgot. And then those camera angles, I was like, wow, I feel really bizarre right now. It's like, where am I? What am I watching?
God, so amazing to be back on the road again. On the road again.
Full crowds as well, man.
Full house. Good. It looked like it was packed.
Yeah.
Like it was packed. So and the crowd was great.
Brilliant. Absolutely on fire.
This show, we had tables, we had chairs, we had a debut, a major debut. We had Cody getting KO'd, but not by QT. And we had a whole bunch of cowboy stuff.
Business.
Yes. But y'all, before we get started, take a breath. Before we get started, don't forget to check out all of our content that we have out each week. Our Dynamite reviews like you're listening to right now. We have topic discussions. We do Q&As, even though we missed last week's, but we do Q&As each week. We will have a Rampage review after Rampage starts on August 13th. And we do pay-per-view previews and reviews. So make sure to check that out.
And we try and do interviews.
And we every now and then we'll sneak in an interview. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And also follow us on Twitter if you can, if you want to. Why not? You can follow the channel at BeautyXTheBeard. You can follow me at Let the Beard Play. And you can follow Sarah at Strange_Pixie.
You can.
You know, I always ask you a question before we start. So,
Yeah.
Sarah, what is the capital of Thailand?
It's Bangkok, baby.
Seriously, are you ready to talk some Dynamite?
I am. Let's go.
All right. The show started with the South Beach strap match between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. And this was finally, it feels like this is finally putting an end to the feud between the Factory and the Nightmare family. A lot of whipping going on in this match, as you would imagine with the strap match. A lot of whipping going on. But it finished with QT when he spit in Cody's face, and anybody's going to get pissed off when they get spit in their face. But this got the American Nightmare fired up, and Cody gave QT not one, not two, but 3 crossroads to put him down. Then he proceeded to slap all 4 corners for the victory. Sarah, how did you like this match as an opener for this Road Rager?
It was always going to start with Cody on the first show back, wasn't it? Always going to start.
I didn't think it was. I didn't anticipate this being the opener, but now that you mention it, I don't know why it didn't.
It was so obvious.
In my head, I had like Andrade opening the show, like his debut, because I thought that match at the end. But I don't know. I didn't. Now that you say it, it makes sense though. Cody having that first entrance. Yeah, it does.
And
it does make sense.
Also, I will give props to Cody. Thank you very much for bringing back the entrance. The only entrance that should ever be for Cody is the entrance.
Yeah, very good entrance. And QT did not get an entrance, by the way.
No, I know.
Point that out. Poor QT.
He was just like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I know. I saw him standing in the ring, and I was like, dude, what is this? Like,
bless him.
Is he the local guy?
He's local talent now.
Yeah, the local talent. That's what I thought.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Yeah, this was a good opening match. You know, it's Cody Rhodes against QT. It was fun. It's not as full throttle of some of the opening matches that have been on first. But you know, you can't always have them mega like full throttle things every single week. And it was the first match back for the first time on tour, if you want to say that. So it was always going to be Cody versus whoever he was going to versus anyway.
I should have known. I should have known.
I mean, dude, how long have you watched wrestling for? It was.
I know. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about that.
Did you not remember who Cody Rhodes is?
I know. No, I should have. Darn it. But I'm not a huge fan of strap matches personally. I don't.
But it's just like it has to be the right people.
Well, I'm just not a fan of the old school, the slapping 4 corners strap matches. Dog collar match, that kind of thing, I like. I like the violence of them being strapped together and that you being used as a weapon. It's just the 4 corners rule.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar, you didn't watch the show, by the way, the rule in a normal strap match is the winner has to touch all 4 corners consecutively without being interrupted. So if you get interrupted by your opponent in the middle of touching the corners, it starts over. So I'm just not a huge fan of that. I like the dog collar match, or if you did a strap match similar to the dog collar match where you strap together, but you don't have to touch all 4 corners. I'm cool with that.
I think the only reason why I wasn't like, because I like anything that is a bit different and includes violence, because that's who I am.
Amen. Amen.
The only thing I think was a bit like with this is we've seen Cody be whipped by MJF. We saw him in a dog collar match with Brody Lee, and he got beaten around with a thing. He gets whipped with his own weight belt sometimes. So it's not something shocking to see Cody Rhodes getting whipped on his back. Seems like he puts himself in these situations a lot. And I'm beginning to wonder if that's a thing for him. But
Wait, what are you insinuating?
hey, what anybody does in their private lives, and they're adults,
Hey,
I don't
no
mind.
judgment. No judgment.
No judgment.
Yep.
But
Yep.
just a bit
Do your
weird.
thing.
That
Let your freak flag fly, Cody.
that it's just like we've seen this before, so it wasn't kind of like mega shocking or like, you know, kind of out there for me. It was what it was. So it was a good match. It was just, I think if you want to do a strap match with somebody that you've not seen being hit with a piece of material before, that it would make more of an impact, personally.
And somebody did get color in this match, and it wasn't Cody.
I know, shockingly. Yeah, it was cutie. So beautiful. A good match. Enjoyed it.
So, is this feud over with?
I really hope so. Because there's only so much you can do with this. But then again, we haven't seen Anthony Ogogo for a while, so yeah.
No, I haven't been as crazy about this feud necessarily. There's been some moments that have been kind of cool, but I do appreciate how, you know, this feud started with Lee Johnson when he was giving thanks to everybody who helped, and the only one he didn't think was QT. It started there, and this is where we came to. I like it, just that little subtle thing, and QT in the background making the face, you know, like, really?
But that's something that AEW is really good at. It's picking up on them, like, tiny little details.
Yes.
That, like, if you don't watch it like how we watch it, as like, if you're like you always say, if you're a casual fan, you won't pick up on these stuff. But if you're invested, like we are, and like a lot of the people that listen to us and talk to us on Twitter are, you can see how these things can build up from like a look or from a comment or anything like that. And that is like one of the reasons why this company and promotion is absolutely fantastic, because you just never know where something's going to start from. And most of the time, it's not even from anything ginormous. It's just very organic. It's not like this angle and go. It is very, very organic. And it has that real world feel because of that being organic.
And it pays to pay attention, because I remember really that night seeing QT's reaction and thinking, man, Lee Johnson thanked everybody except for him. I said, he looked kind of ticked off, and then here we are all that time later, and we got this strap match with QT and Cody. So they pay off the details. Even though I wasn't as crazy about the feud, I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. You don't have to love everything, but you can 100% appreciate work and creativity.
I know you appreciated this next segment. It was
I love this segment.
Shawn Spears was backstage, and it was from earlier today, cutting a promo, and he doesn't like Sammy, and he's fired up about telling Sammy that and told him that he would get Sammy, but the opposite happened here, because a chair flew into the picture like a freaking missile, and luckily Spears got his hand up just in time, but it still smoked him in the face. Beautiful. The chair took Spears to the ground. Sammy walked in, unfolded a chair, sat down on it in front of Shawn Spears and said, I got you, B-word. So
give me PC, give me PC.
I got you, B-word. Yeah,
I got you, B-word.
So I'm sure you enjoyed Sammy slamming a chair into Psycho Shawn Spears' face. Whatever.
Do you know what? I can't wait for this to properly ramp up. And now, because we're back on the road, it seems like every single angle has been put into like 10th gear. It's going. Like everything is speeding up, but not to the point where they're rushing it. It's now like, right, we have been on hold for like over a year, and we've been drip feeding all these stories, and it's been amazing to have them drip fed to us. And sometimes you are a bit like, okay, we get it, like move on. We're not been able to do that because obviously the situation. But now that we're back, I say now we're back, like we are part of AEW, but
we're like, part of AEW, Sarah. We are.
Yeah.
And AEW y'all are. Everybody is. We're all AEW.
Yeah. It's like now that everybody's back on the road, and it's just like everything now is like at normal pace, but slightly accelerated, just to get that buzz going back up.
Because we're at a proper pace now. Proper pace instead of
it
slow
feels
as it
really
was.
fast, but we're just going normal speed. But I can't wait for this to properly kick off, because Sammy is like the ultimate babyface right now. He's just enough of being like Sammy Guevara, as in like he is still himself. Just the babyface side of him is just absolutely amazing, and it's such contrast to Psycho Shawn Spears, which I now want them to like name him that, because it's just the eyes, man. The eyes are just like piercing. Just give me this so much.
So we're gonna get a chairs match, aren't we? Is that what we're gonna get?
Oh my God, this is where Sammy ends up being off for a while, because he's just gonna go to the extreme. I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell, because he doesn't. I think Sammy is very much like Darby Allin, but doesn't wear it on his sleeve as much. I think he does take them risks. Well, you can see he takes them risks. I mean, look at the match last week. Catapulted himself onto concrete. So
it's not part of his gimmick. It's just it's just him.
It's not obvious. But when he gets that side out of him, it's just like, kind of like, oh my God, like, look at him go. So yeah, and I want that kind of match with Shawn Spears, because I just want to see how twisted and screwed up he can take himself. Because when we saw that Stadium Stampede match, and he was there in that chair room, and he was just looking like he was just like in a horror movie type of like, Beat the Boss type room in like a really like horror movie video game or something. I know
he was in Spears' domain,
for some reason I felt like everybody was going, it's like a musical, and I was like, has nobody else seen what I'm seeing? Am I the only person comparing this to a horror movie? Like, is there something wrong with me? But I legitimately, as soon as I saw that bit, I was just like, horror movie Shawn Spears, obviously. And everybody's like, no, it's like a musical. It's like, oh. Have I missed the point?
I was one of those, honestly, because when I saw Spears like in this weirdly spotlight lit room standing, I was like, is he about to do like a chair dance? Like, this is gonna get what?
And my screwed up brain went, horror movie, of course.
I'm thinking striptease, and you're like, no, kill him. Whoa.
Kill.
Okay.
Like Christian Bale in American Psycho. Go.
Yeah. God, what a great movie, by the way.
Absolutely brilliant.
If you've never seen American Psycho, go watch it. Totally worth it.
Oh, Jared Lowe.
No. Okay.
Anyway, Don Callis is
right.
here.
Yeah, Don Callis was here. So was Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion. They were with Tony Schiavone, who once again really doesn't. No, just got the microphone ripped right out of his hand.
I think they need to kind of change Tony Schiavone's like, commentator / interviewer. It should be commentator / hands off mic to people.
Because Callis sent him to the corner, didn't he?
I know.
Sit in the corner.
Like, I'm sure that's what you do with children. Like,
Poor Tony.
I know.
I think you'd have a little bit of respect on his name, man. But, but Callis and Omega basically gave a recap of what was said last week, that there is no one left for Omega to face in AEW. But Evil Uno interrupted him again and reminded Omega that he has a friend who is worthy of challenging. And then Omega asked Uno, what's the capital of Thailand? And what's the capital of Thailand, Sarah?
Bangkok, baby!
Which was
It's such a random question to ask. It's just like Kenny Omega in his head went, what's the capital of Thailand? And then it went, Bangkok, baby! It's like he was asking himself, but out externally. I didn't understand. It was brilliant.
So the answer was Bangkok, because Kenny Omega gave Evil Uno a low blow. Uno fell to his knees. The Elite began beating down Evil Uno in the Dark Order. Eventually, Uno is left alone in the ring with the Elite, the Good Brothers, Don Callis and Kenny Omega. And that is when the thing that happened that everybody has been wanting to happen for a long time, Hangman Adam Page's music hit, and that place erupted.
Cowboy shizness.
The Cowboy chants. Love that.
So, my little stomach did flips over that. I was just like, I'm so happy right now.
Hangman ran down the ring wearing the most cowboy shirt you can imagine. I don't even want to describe it. It was just a beautiful cowboy.
I will describe it.
Sure.
Fringe.
Go ahead.
Fringe. Just a lot of fringe.
Very fringy. Yes.
Fringy.
So he hit the ring, cleared the Elite out, and found himself standing on the apron, holding the rope in position for the buckshot lariat with his former tag team partner, AEW World Champion Kenny Omega, standing alone in the middle of the ring. And that's when the crowd really started getting crazy because you could see it. But he didn't do it. They both had a little bit of a stare down. Hangman got into the ring. They exchanged some words. And before it was all said and done, Kenny Omega was finding his way out of the ring to get away from Adam Page. So we were left without physical confrontation. But yes, good point. It was a good callback. So what did you think about all this?
Okay, so
other than being crazy excited.
One, I love the fact the crowd then started chanting at Don Callis at the beginning, you got fired. And his response to that was, real men don't quit, they get fired. Like, what?
And it's so great because they're up to speed with the Impact storyline, which says a lot about the fans, man.
But I also would like to say, if any kids are listening, that is not the motto to live by. Like,
no.
Don't listen to Uncle Don. Jesus. Yeah, so Kenny Omega just listing off everybody that he's ever beaten. But I've tweeted even, you know, because I would like him to like be my friend to like hype me up. Because the way he just like entered, he's so like sophisticated. And was just like, hold my jacket. And I was just like, I love this guy. Like, seriously, can I just have him like walking like ahead of me for like, you know, probably like 10 steps forward and just like clearing my path and just like saying I'm amazing.
This is
like,
Sarah,
I'm
everyone.
his friend,
this is Sarah.
And I, you know, deserve this and that. I was just like, I love him so much. Please be my friend. So I love that. And then obviously, you know, your mates, the Good Brothers, started beating my friend.
They did.
That I've now decided is my friend.
Sorry about that.
And then when the crowd was shouting for Hangman, I was like, he's not coming because look at what happened last time. And then he turned up and I literally went, no, no, is this happening? Are we starting this part of the story?
I know.
Like, how long have we been waiting for this?
Because last week I said we're going to have two or three more teases before he actually comes out. And then, holy crap, they just pulled the trigger. That's some cowboy shit right there.
Gee, like, sorry, but this like Miami crowd got so much at this show. Like, I was so hyped for it, but I'm also slightly jealous.
Yes.
Because I was just like, oh my God, I want to be there. But no, I'm in the UK. So yeah, when he was doing that, and then that callback to Revolution last year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a beautiful little like just details, man. The details. Like,
say it all the time.
You know, like if you have watched AEW, like if you've just started, you're probably not 100% going to get the references all the time. But if you like was with it from the start, this is 100% rewarding so much. Like, because we had it with Mox and Omega, we've had it all the way through. Like every big kind of like feud and storyline, we've had these little callbacks, and it's just like when you remember them, you feel so like you feel dead smart that you've remembered them. And you're like, oh my God, And then like you can just see like when you go on Twitter and stuff, you can just see everybody else like doing the same thing, and it's such like a little like family/community feel. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like I've never felt that, even in like metal/emo, whatever you want to call it, that I listen to, kind of communities. You get it when you go to the live gigs, but you don't necessarily get it online a lot, because like music can be interpreted really differently for different people. But this is just like straight up, like there's one way to get this, and that is it. So it's really nice when you're like other people going, yeah, exactly, I thought that. So I love that. I was just like,
there are a lot of connections through Twitter over these stories and just sharing the ideas and thoughts. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's like a family. So, so when we do talk about an AEW family on Twitter, we're serious.
100%, 100%.
Yep. So look about this Hangman Omega feud. They got here quicker than I thought they were going to. I think quicker than you thought, and a lot of people thought. I feel like do you feel like the first time they're going to face is going to be at All Out? Or are they going to face a time before we get to All Out? Are they going to be 2 matches? Because they've gotten there quickly. We still have 6 weeks until All Out, or is it longer than that? It's a long time to build this. Here's my thought. And I'm gonna throw this out there. Fantasy booking, guys. So we have a match with them and build it for a TV main event, like for a special Dynamite, right? Because we set the precedence for this, that there are world titles changing hands on Dynamite, because the last time it changed hands was on a Dynamite, right? So you build up the anticipation for that match that it's going to happen. They're going to do this on Dynamite, and like the title's going to change hands. Hangman's going to beat him. But there's been a thread with Kenny Omega, is that there's always shenanigans in his match. Almost always, I think. But normally there's outside interference that really helps Omega win the title, as he did, admittedly with Mox. There was some cheating going on there. And there has been in a lot. Yes, I'll admit that. But there also has been in the majority of his title defenses have had some kind of outside interference to help. So that's been a thread. So you set this main event for a special Dynamite up, and Hangman falls short in this match because of outside interference. So you do have some shenanigans that cause Hangman to lose. That then opens the door for a rematch at All Out. But what do you do if there's been constant interference with a champion? In the past, what you do is you put a steel cage around people, or a cell, in order to keep people out. We've built this whole storyline that Kenny always has outside interference. And old school booking was like, you have this constantly happen to the babyface, and then the steel cage comes into play. So we finally get that fair match at All Out inside of a cell or cage where nobody can get in to help Kenny, and that's where Hangman wins, because it's clean and fair. So you could have the reason I'm thinking this is because we've started this so early, so it makes me think there's going to be one more hurdle for Hangman to get over still, and that could be he could face Omega and lose. I'm not sure if he would lose in the way I'm thinking, but I think that would. You don't want to have just a regular rematch at All Out.
No.
But if you would have to add a stipulation, something like that, or a gimmick, which would be the cell or the cage, and it would make sense with this story because, Omega's had all this help. Well, now he can't have all this help with the cage, which it sets it up. So.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern about this is if we do it to the point where Hangman loses a first match, then technically, if we're following the story kind of guidelines, if you want, then he should sink back into depression.
That's a good point. It would take him back down a peg or two. But that could be part of the story they're going to tell is maybe we're expecting him to sink back down in depression and he doesn't. I don't know.
The only other way I think that they could do this and hold off on this which is a very Kenny Omega thing to do, I think, because the way that I look at it is, look what happened when he was meant to face Moxley and he ended up facing him at Full Gear because Moxley had the infection in his elbow.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega was like really like, you know, very harsh on the promo and stuff like that. Like, oh, you got a boo-boo on your elbow. Dun, dun. I can actually generally see like Omega going, right, okay, we will have this, say, at Fight for the Fallen, right? We'll have this match then. We'll have the world title match then. And then he feigns an injury that he can't do it. And then that then, like, you know, pushes it back. And then he's like, say Doc Sampson comes out and goes, no, you are medically cleared. And he goes, yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it just yet. Or something else happens.
Yeah.
So we get to All Out. And by the point that Hangman's so frustrated that he gets like the match sanctioned by TK straight away. As like a backstage segment that's been pre-recorded. Not even TK to actually make an appearance, but just Hangman to walk out of the office with a thing and like deliver it to Kenny Omega in the ring type thing. Like, All Out, it's booked, it's done. You can't get out of it. That type. I think your way is a really good way, and that's another really good way. I'm just unsure which direction they can take because you don't want. We've waited so long for this, you don't want to rush it forward.
Yeah.
You still need to dangle that carrot and
That's
like
true.
get people anticipated.
Because I would worry, where you would go storyline with mine if you do have that him lose again. Yeah, that would be the problem. There is what story do you tell after that, and how much time do you have to tell it? Do we do this match in like 3 weeks? So you got 3 more weeks to build it back up because that would be enough time. And with yours too, with like if the only problem with that too, which I like that too, because having Kenny continuously dodge makes sense. But if you do announce like a match for a show, then you take the match away, you feel like you're selling tickets to that show, telling these people they're going to get a world title match, and then no world. And I know that's part of the story, but to people that are, you know, I could imagine me going, yes. I'm buying tickets for this. I'm flying here because I'm going to see Kenny Omega and Adam Page. And then I'm like, you kidding me? I just took that match away. But so that's the only problem I see with that.
The other way you could do that is not to advertise the match, but like, say like Kenny Omega comes to the ring and like they're about to sign the contract for the match. He goes, well, I want to sign it because, you know, I'm the champion and I will fight anybody, you know, big bravado type thing.
Yep.
But I've just been told my little toe's broken and I can't, do you know what I mean? And then, like,
I could see that.
Going that way instead of advertising it and like obviously like like annoying a whole lot of people.
No. So not actually announce the match, have him duck the signing kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like play it into that side and then obviously like a week or so, or like 2 weeks later, and like the 2 shows later, have Doc Sampson coming out going, no, like you've not been at work, you've been medically cleared, or like have a letter be given to Don Callis and like it's Tony Khan saying, no, like you've ducked out of work for 2 weeks. I've been told by blah 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 doctor that you are completely fine to compete.
That doesn't sound like a real doctor, by the way.
Doctor, what's his name?
Blah 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 blah.
That's a fake. But something
like
that.
I could see that. Because
that's very Kenny Omega right now.
I love this whole fantasy, and it is so great fantasy booking in so many different directions, and y'all might have even better ideas.
Yeah.
Because that's what's so awesome with this is that we know where it's going to end. We feel like we know where it's going to end up at, but how do we get there? I don't know.
Don't you say the destination, the journey is always better than the destination?
I know.
That pop will be huge, but getting there is so exciting.
Yes, and we're just now starting that journey. It's just
so good.
Good stuff. So there was some more good stuff in the next segment. Ethan Page and Darby Allin sat down with Jim Ross, and this felt real. Like there's some sit-down interviews or promos that even if it kind of feels it's cool or it feels like it's natural, but this felt like you're blurring the lines between real-world stuff and wrestling.
literally so blurred that they don't exist.
Because I really felt like Ethan and Darby hated each other in this, and JR even mentioned that he felt uneasy.
Yeah.
But
I felt
Ethan
watching it.
Yeah, because Ethan is jealous basically of Darby Allin, because Darby Allin's gotten to this point quicker than Ethan has. Ethan had put in so much more time into this, and even claimed that he's the reason Darby has gotten here. That having so many matches with Ethan on the Indies helped get Darby noticed to get him to this spot. Of course, Darby basically is telling Ethan that he is jealous that he got here quicker than him, that he made it to AEW before he did. So now that's why Ethan's gunning for him. And that's it. It's just the whole thing just literally felt like these two guys had a legitimate reason before they got to this company to hate each other. And now we're getting this clash, and we're going to get a coffin match next week. And it makes this coffin match feel even more important. In my opinion, should be the main event next week. I hope it is. I want to see this in the show.
I felt like this is actually a compliment. So, like, let me try and word this so it makes sense.
Okay.
This is what I'm about to say is a compliment, because I think this is what it was made for, like this animosity and this, like, you know, bubbling hatred. It made me feel really awkward. I was just like, oh, this is like, oh, this isn't good. Like, it's like, you know, when you have like at high school, like you're sat in like the teacher's office, and like the kid that's been bullying you has to come in and you have to talk out your problems. And it's just like, oh God, this is really awkward right now. Like, wish I wasn't here type thing. It just feels like, because all of this is true, that's the bit that gets me. Like, not like, this happened. This is what happened in their life type thing. And probably like, you know, it's wrestling, so it's probably been, you know, exaggerated a lot. But the facts, the base facts are facts. And the fact that, like you said, it's blurred the line so much that you could literally like just take this clip, right? Don't tell anybody it's wrestling. And just like say, have a look at this bit out of this show I've been watching. It's like a reality thing, and put that on. And I don't see how anybody would be able to go, no, this is just like, you know, like a wrestling type of interview. Because it's just, I don't know, it's like really like, it's personal, and it's like, it's kind of lifting like the veil back a bit. And like, I don't want to annoy Ethan Page because he's legit scary. He's got the psycho eyes like Shawn Spears. I mean, if they ever teamed up, I'd be scared. But I love Darby so much, but I can so relate to him. That's what's crazy. I was like that weird kid, surprisingly. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, but yeah, I loved it, obviously.
I do love the fact that AEW allows them to bring in feuds that happen outside of AEW. It had nothing to do with AEW, but they let that flow in.
It's real life, man. It's real life.
It's refreshing. It's like, you know what? The stuff that happened before you got here, it actually existed. It's not like you were just born.
Separate world.
Yeah, it's not like you were just born in AEW. No, you had a life before AEW.
Darby. Darby coffin drop.
Wee. Oh boy. Now I'm gonna want baby mode on the AEW video game. So bad.
Oh my God. Baby,
you know, they have like big head modes and stuff in games. I want baby mode where you got baby Darby.
What, like the baby Muppets?
Yeah, like the Muppet babies. Oh
my
little
God,
baby,
classic.
Little baby MJF.
Oh my God, little baby MJF. Yeah. But
okay. So, I know we're not going to go into like a full prediction, and I know we need to move on to the next match because this whole review is going to last for 14 hours. But Ethan Darby next week. I think Ethan has got to win this match.
Do you know why I agree with you? Because I think this is where Darby goes away for a bit. I think Darby goes away for a bit and comes back either
Yeah, because we
more
talked about
heelish
that.
than before,
Mhm.
like proper, like slipping into that darkness more than he already is. Bless him. And then like defeats his past devil.
So this is, this could, him losing in this coffin match in like a very violent way could be not a character change, but this could be a chapter in the evolution of Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So where it's a win for Ethan Page, it's even though Darby loses, it may be even more important for Darby this loss.
Because do you remember when he went away after Brian Cage like decimated him on a ladder?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he came back at the end of Moxie's match and the lights went out and then he literally just like pummeled Teen Taz. I can see that happening in like an Ethan Page match when he comes back.
Yeah. Yep. So we both agree.
I want him.
Ethan needs to win this.
Him to do. Do you know the one thing that I want him to change if he does it is to come back with full skeleton face paint.
Ooh.
Like all of him's now dead.
That's a nice touch.
That'd be because he's got it on the graphic.
It would be poetic.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes, yeah, full face paint. It's again, it's the evolution of Darby Allin we may be witnessing this week. So, all right. So, next match, we finally get into the next match. The next match was FTR and Wardlow of the Pinnacle with Tully Blanchard versus Proud and Powerful and Jake Hager of the Inner Circle with Conan. And this was an awesome match. Everybody shined in it, in my opinion.
100%.
But, yep, the finish was you had Santana and Ortiz taken down on the outside. That left Wardlow as the legal man, and Hager was left in the ring in a 3-on-1 situation. FTR hit the big rig on Hager, and Wardlow covered him for the 1-2-3. And then afterwards, while the Pinnacle was celebrating, Conan came in to attack him from behind on his own. But he was clipped from behind by Tully Blanchard, and the Pinnacle pounced on Conan, attacking him until Pinnacle was cleared out by Proud and Powerful and Hager to end that segment.
Tully Blanchard back with his sparkly blazer. Love it.
Always after that sparkly blazer.
I know
what it is about you and that sparkly blazer.
I don't know. I don't like shiny things, but I just like.
You like sparkly things on Tully.
Yes, I think that's the thing. I don't know why. It's just something that I'm just like. I like the way. I like his style. Very dapper. So every time that Wardlow comes out, I generally I'm surprised at is size. I know that's really weird, but like when you see him like in his little suit and stuff, like little suit, like he wears small.
Little suit.
You know what I mean? Every time he comes out like that, I'm just like, yeah, that's a guy. Like, do you know what I mean? But when he comes out in wrestling gear, I'm like, oh my God, that is one massive guy. Like, he is like ridiculous. Like, I just forget, like, because obviously his shirt covers up everything. And then when he comes out and does that strap thing, my God, that is a guy.
He's big.
This was so good. Like, I am so happy to see Santana and Ortiz back in a ring. I've missed it. Really missed it. I can't wait till it's just them in the ring with without the extra person. But I just so happy to see them back. Jake Hager is generally really good. Like, he has improved so much.
I feel like he is the best I have ever seen him.
Yeah,
period.
Even
and
his
I did get to see him
stuff
some in
is
WWE.
amazing.
Yeah, he just looks like he's hit another gear.
Like that promo last week, I was genuinely like, all right, I get it. Like, you're mad. Yes, go for it.
I feel like he's living his best life right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, and also what I like about the Inner Circle, going off on a slight tangent, is they generally seem to like be like brothers. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like proper unity, and I like that because that does show no matter like your background, beliefs, whatever you want to say, you can be friends with people. You don't have to have the same beliefs, thoughts, and opinions. You can put stuff aside. So I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm an angel and you're a devil, and like we can get along, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if I'm agreeing with the fact that you're an angel, but yeah.
You're not arguing the devil part, which I love. It's great.
No.
But the angel thing, it's debatable.
Slightly debatable. Yeah, but I love this match because I'm just so happy that I get to see Santana and Ortiz. I'm so happy to see them back wrestling. But I do want to say, Conan, don't hit the biggest guy in the room.
No, yeah.
Like, that is never going to end well for you. Like the size difference as well. I was like, dear God. Like,
if you do it, you have to be able to outrun them.
Yeah. As soon as I saw him about to do it, I was like, well, that's a silly move. Like, that's like me going up and like kicking him in the calf muscle. Like, I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm 5'2". Like, there's not a chance. Even with like my spiky shoes and my spiky bag and like anything else that I've got like, spikes on it, I wouldn't like hit Wardlow. Like, I would just generally like wave at him from a distance. That's about it.
That's as much threat as you're going to send to Wardlow as a wave from a distance.
Just a wave. Hi, I'll be over here smiling at you. Hello. Yeah. So that's what I do.
So don't take. I shouldn't take you to a fight with Wardlow then. No. You shouldn't. Okay. Pick somebody else. Don't pick Sarah.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe take me to a fight with Michael Nakazawa. I could probably do that.
Have a laptop battle.
Yeah.
I tell you, the next segment surprised me in such a good way. We're going to get Carl Anderson versus Jon Moxley next week for the IWGP United States Championship.
Okay, I need to tell you the process of my brain for this.
Yes. Tell me this. Give me the process.
Because when I saw this come up, I basically went, yes, Jon Moxley's back. No, he's defending the belts. Oh, no.
He can't lose it, though. He can't lose it, right?
Just as soon I ran up to tell my husband about this, and I don't know why, because he doesn't care, but I felt I had to, like, speak to somebody. Because, let's be honest, I couldn't go on Twitter until I'd seen the whole thing. So I basically just, like, went to the one person that I know will just, like, not listen to me, but just let me talk. So I ran up, and I went, Jon Moxley's back next week. And he went, I went, but he's defending his title. And he went, what title? I went, his other title. I went, right. I went, against Carl Anderson. He went, what? It was just like, I think he's going to lose it. And he went, right. Okay, then. Go away. The reason I think that he's going to lose it is because aren't the Good Brothers going back to Japan for a bit?
Yeah.
They got like a bit of New Japan over here, over here, not in the UK, but in America.
Yeah. Yeah, over here. Wait a minute. Where are you?
Where am I?
You're in Florida, ain't you? You've been faking this accent all along.
Oh my God, like totally.
Whoa. Oh, do that again?
No way.
Okay. No, but
I want him to retain, obviously. But I just don't. I think he needs clearance of like titles. I don't know why I have this feeling.
Yeah.
But I just think that.
I still think when we talk about, I think he's going to drop it on New Japan TV when he does. I know we talked about that before.
Yeah, but the only reason I'm thinking is because he's not been off that long.
No.
Right, with Renee and like a little baby. My only thinking is if he drops into Carl Anderson, then he has more of an opportunity to take some more time. that's that one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is he retains it to keep fueling, like to heat back up that kind of animosity when he gets back with Eddie.
Yeah.
So I am slightly like on the fence. Like I'm leaning more towards that he might drop it for the fact then that he can like, you know, spend some more time with Renee and like his little daughter. And stuff. And like that'll give him more of that chance.
Yeah.
But then I'm also kind of like my arms over on the other side of where, well, if he retains it, it just heats that back up after he's been gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think the IWGP US title is really gonna get in the way of him taking more time off, because I don't think it's expected for it to be defended a ton.
No, I know that. It's just I just feel like if they're gonna clear him of titles, then he's held that for such a long time. Maybe they're just like, right, well, we need somebody that, like, you know, like you've just had a kid, you're not gonna want to like travel loads straight away. So you know, you're not like if Japan is clear, you not want to go over there straight away, like type thing. So I don't know if it's kind of a way to like get the title back into circulation so that when travel is allowed to Japan, it can get defended. I don't know. I have a funny feeling.
And I am assuming they're still taping New Japan Strong here in the US. And if they are still doing that now, if Carl Anderson does win, then he can defend that title on New Japan Strong. So
that is literally what I'm saying.
Willy-nilly. So that's I was thinking more of the travel situation. If there are going to be issues with traveling to Japan to do things there, but since they do film Strong in the U.S., you're right. He could take it, defend it there more often than Moxley could, obviously.
Yeah.
So possibly, you got me leaning a little bit. I'm still sticking with Moxley.
Oh, 100%. I want him to retain it. It's John freaking Moxley. But I'm kind of letting my head kind of like give me a bit of like, come on, think about it. So
I do like how they brought up the history of Carl Anderson in New Japan and Bullet Club and all that in this video package, because it made him feel even more important than he already is, and really brought in his history with New Japan into this because it is for a New Japan title. So I really enjoyed that.
Are they not part of Impact anymore? They're still
they still are.
Right?
Yeah, they're still with Impact. Yeah. It's just there's this whole cool multiverse of
I know that. I just got
companies
really,
that's so awesome.
I just got really confused. I was just like, wait a minute, are they like done with Impact?
Yeah, are they done? Yeah, I think they are still officially under contract with Impact. Next, we had a doozy.
Oh my god!
MJF and Jericho's face to face in the ring, with only a table in between them. And before they ever made it out there, before Jericho ever made it out there, it was during Jericho's entrance, after he was in the ring and the crowd was singing Judas, a freaking fan tried to storm the ring. What an idiot!
I'm sorry, you're not a fan if you do that. I'm sorry.
Come on, okay, not a fan, just an idiot. I mean, we finally got people back. We're finally on the road again, and some jackwagon is going to try to storm the ring. Kidding. I'm assuming there was some alcohol involved, but there are no excuses.
No, there literally are no excuses, because hang on a minute, it's the first show back with a full crowd. And why go to a show that everybody has literally been anticipating since they let us know they are going back on the road, and try and ruin it and stuff? But I will give credit to MJF and Jericho for working that into their entire segment.
They did.
Professionalism. I love how Jericho went for him as well. He was just like, I'm just gonna punch you in the face.
Really? That's great. But man, MJF got fired up at the fans after that. Literally, I think did he call for any more white trash in the crowd? To come in. I was like, whoa, this is great. Okay. So but in this, after they finally sat down, Jericho said he will do anything for this match. even have the relations with MJF's mom.
MJF's face when he said that was brilliant. But then when Jericho said again. Oh my God.
That was the pause. He waited. He's like, wait for it.
Pause. I literally, you know that gif where they're like shot face and like they drop round, and you know that one like gif that's been done over and over. Yeah. I literally, that just flagged in my head, and I just went, "Oh my God, no!"
Dead. This is great. But this is not to get on a tangent, but we talk about how people flip from heel to face, and how that works. Jericho, this is such a heel line. It really is. Like, he just talked about having sex with this dude's mother. That's not a baby face. But because he said it to MJF, he is a baby face. If he says the same line to Jungle Boy, it's a whole different reaction. It's just it's the same thing. You flip it, and it's perfect. Anyways, love that. So
100%.
Yeah, but MJF went into some Greek mythology, saying that Jericho's going to have to suffer 4 labors to get to MJF. He's going to have to take on 4 opponents of MJF's choosing and stipulations of MJF's choosing before he gets a match with MJF himself. He has to beat these 4 people. Didn't say who they were going to be. I thought that was interesting. Didn't say it was members of the Pinnacle. He just said opponents of his choosing and stipulations of his choosing. So at the end, MJF insisted on them having a handshake, which was a mistake, because after the handshake, Jericho laid him out with a Judas effect. So there we have it. What did you think about this?
MJF is the person that you get so hyped to see just deliver any words that come out of his mouth, but at the same time, you want to hit him with a brush. Like, how has he got this so perfect, like, in his career so quick? Like, I've said it so many times, I don't get how he can be any different in real life. Like, I genuinely think, like, his family must be like, but you're such a good boy, Maxwell. Like, I'm like, I can't, of all the people to ever, like, not be babyface, he is 100% one person that should never, ever, ever, ever turn face.
He's such a good heel.
He is. I don't even think it's a gimmick anymore. Like, he's that good. Like, you're talking about blurred lines.
Yeah.
Like, the other week, he was gutted the pandemic was over. Like, how can he get away with this stuff? He's that good. And, like, it's still shocking. Like, I've watched this guy for near 2 years, and I'm still, like, mouth open, jaw drop of how amazing, yet how, like, vile he is at the same time, and how he gets away with it. He's just, like, he is going to go down as one of the best heels, talkers of, like, this entire generation of wrestlers. Like, in, like, 30, 40 years' time, people will be referencing him. And we say it all the time
how young he is. He's like 24, 25. Yeah. He's not even at peak yet. I mean,
people will be referencing him as, like, on, like, wrestling shows in the future. If you want to see a promo, you need to go back to 2021. Watch MJF. Da, da, da. And I'm not joking. He's going to be one of them people that turns up at a wrestling company as a legend, as, like, a heel manager.
Yeah, because you pull up, like, Flair promos to show them. I do anyway. Like, listen to Flair here, or listen to Dusty Rhodes here, or listen to The Rock in this promo. That kind of stuff. You're right. MJF's going to be one of those guys years down the road where people are going, no. Listen to this MJF promo from 10 years ago. This is what you hear.
There's going to be kids that are going to watch wrestling in, like, 30, 40 years' time. And then they're going to ask their parents, like MJF, who is he? Like, oh my God, well, back in 2019, AEW started, right? And, like, this guy, and it's going to be like, oh, it's like when we hear of, like, absolute legends in, like, the prime, and we're like, oh, I wish I'd been there. Like, that, he's going to be one of them guys that kids are going to be like, Like, who's your favorite wrestler of all time? Well, it's not anybody recent, but like MJF.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He's got
so
that.
good.
He's got that in him for sure.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
100%.
that guy. So something I thought about in this, the contract, like Jericho signed it, right? Didn't really look at it. And we've seen that with contracts before, where people sign stuff and then you find out later there was something in that contract that they didn't realize was in it. And it's really an MJF move for him to have something in that contract that we're not aware of until later.
Yeah.
It was hinted because Jericho actually made the comment, if I can't beat whoever you're going to put in front of me and beat you, then I don't deserve to wrestle. Wondering if that was kind of a hint. Do you think there's a stipulation in that contract that if he doesn't go through with this, then Jericho has to retire? Would they do that? Would they build to a retirement match between them two? But if they did that, then Jericho's going to have to win.
The only thing is, I'm curious as to when. Yeah, the only thing is, I'm curious as to when this is all going to start, because, like, I'm going to like take us out of wrestling world for like 1 minute, because there is like a Fozzy show, like tour going on. I think in the next like month or something, and I know he's going to miss like Dynamite, just one, and the rest. I think he will be free on Wednesdays. But then again, if he's traveling around cities, I don't know how that's going to work. But I don't know, because I don't think we're at that point for him to retire. But I also don't think
he would have to win. He would have to.
I also don't think that like, I don't know. We're not at the point for him to retire, but I also don't think he should win.
I know, and that's where
you want to keep this heat on.
Yeah. That's where the intrigue in that match would come if it happened, because he is in. Let's admit it, in the twilight part of his career. I mean, he's close enough to that last match stage where it would kind of be believable that some people would go, you know what? Maybe this is going to be his last match. Maybe he is going to lose this retirement match. But on the same thing, you're like, no, he can't be done. But then again, you're like, no, MJF's got to win this. But you're like, but Jericho can't retire. So it's enough intrigue and that question marks everywhere of how this is going to go that it would really make you nervous watching that match, in my opinion.
100%. But also, what I think along them lines is he's started doing commentary. Like, he did a full show of commentary. Normally, he jumps on commentary for like a match. He did a full show of commentary, and he was amazing. Yeah. Now, the only thing I can think of is, if they're intending for him, say he decides, look, towards the end of 2021, I'm going to be winding down my in-ring career.
Yeah.
He then could go on and like do some commentary on, you know, Rampage, Dark, Elevation, anything like that.
Yeah.
Or he could be behind the scenes, or he could take some time off and then like come back for commentary. You know, just like edging him in slowly, because like little seeds are dropped. It's like every time they say Jungle Jack Perry instead of Jungle Boy, it's like they're planting seeds for when he can't be classed as a boy. Like, it's going to happen at one day. You can't call a 30-year-old guy Jungle Boy. So I don't know. I think once Santana and Ortiz get the tag titles, if anything's going to happen with the Inner Circle, as kind of like a wind down thing, it will be when they've had the tag titles for a while. I don't. This is one of those things with AEW where I genuinely can't even fantasy book it, because I have like no idea what the best route is. Like, there's not even like an actual route.
What would be interesting is for it not necessarily. I thought about this while you were talking, and I was paying attention to what you were saying, by the way. But I was thinking at the same time, I wasn't like, Sarah's talking. I got time to think for a little bit. No,
she's off.
What? No, what'd you say? No, but so what if instead of a retirement match, because MJF's all about control, right?
Yeah.
So what if at the end of this thing, you know, he gets through these 4 labors and has these 4 children? That's what I was thinking. Like, he's got to go through labor 4 times. So after these 4 labors, he gets to MJF, and that's when MJF drops the bomb. Oh, by the way, here's the contract you signed.
Yeah.
And if you lose to me, I control if you ever wrestle again. Unless I say so, you don't have a match. So it takes it where it's not retirement. It's MJF's in control. So Jericho's not wrestling anymore. But it leaves the door open, though, down the road for somehow that to, where it's like, okay, it's a retirement because MJF's not going to let Jericho wrestle anymore. But at some point, it could be brought back up where that door could be opened up again because it's not retirement. It's MJF controlling it. So at some point, MJF could be coerced to putting that on the line against Sammy or somebody. And that could be another Sammy MJF match where Sammy beats MJF in order to unlock the door to bring Jericho back. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm like, it could. So it's kind of feels like a retirement match, but it's not. Anyway,
there's so many possibilities. Like
yes.
Jericho and MJF are involved. So whatever they come up with, like it's going to be creative as hell.
I just feel like there's something in that contract because it was the whole not
also,
looking at it, sign it because of this.
Also, don't forget MJF likes to steal ideas from other people.
He does, yeah.
So that will be 100% something that Mox did.
Exactly.
And like what Hangman did.
And and he admittedly said, he was using the putting people through what Jericho had put Moxley through in that situation. So you're right. Boy, we thought some bombs were dropped in this MJF Jericho.
I know what you're on about, and I legitimately, when I heard this, went, ooh.
So did the crowd.
The burn.
The crowd, you can hear, ooh.
Oh.
How do I feel about that one? So what we're talking about is Britt Baker and Reba Rebel. Yes. They were with Tony Schiavone, who got to talk a little more in this than he normally does.
I love the fact that Tony Schiavone is with Britt Baker.
Every time. Baker was not happy about last week's match. Not happy that Reba Rebel got injured. She blamed Tony Khan for allowing the match because Vicky was owed a favor after bringing in Andrade. So, she hoped Tony Khan enjoys his blood money. And she said that maybe next week AEW can run a show in Saudi Arabia.
Mic drop moment. And I love how she paused after that, just to let that resonate.
I'm telling you, the crowd, and the internet, and us, and
all the WWE marks going,
rest in peace, Adam.
I can hear you all.
R.I.P. Adam Cole. R.I.P.
Adam Cole goes about 55 tables next week.
No, I'm just waiting for when they run the next show in Saudi Arabia. Adam Cole will make his main roster debut in Saudi Arabia.
And get shot.
It's gonna happen. No, but seriously though, I mean that's.
Oh my God.
That's a real world situation, very controversial. The E running the shows in Saudi Arabia, which we could go into a whole discussion about that, which I won't.
Yeah.
But which is a very serious discussion about whether they should or should not, which we can go into a whole thing about that.
That would take us hours as well to talk about.
Yes, I got my feelings about it, and I know so do you. So, but this was a definite bomb though, dropped by Baker.
You've got to love her, and just like that, she's back to heel.
Man, it is. I mean, that's a.
It is and it isn't. I think she's angling in tweener. She's trying to be a tweener.
Yeah, kind of a heel line, but not really, because hardcore AEW fans they're going nuts over that one.
But I love how most of this promo was heel Baker, and then that line she kind of flipped, and then she flitted back, and I just like that is just. I like if that's how she can be, I'm 100% for that, because that just makes so much sense. And also, can I just say, like, if she's got any clients that are like anti AEW but pro WWE, like crazy, she's gonna have some interesting dentist conversations.
So,
awkward day at the office. And when she gets home, ooh, awkward. What a way to bury your guy's boss.
You hope she gave Adam a little heads up on that one. Like, hey, at least text.
I hope so, because when Mox didn't give Renee a head up on the fact that he was dropping that she was pregnant, she was a bit like, huh?
Shocker.
So I can just imagine, like, she got home and was like, and was just sat there going, so, how was work? Anything to tell me?
I've been in trouble before. I know how that feels. I get it.
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes. It's just, I tell you, we talk about the women's division in AEW and how we talk about how it gets, how it gets slotted into certain things and doesn't, it's not more than one match featured on the show.
Yes, please.
A bright spot here is that it feels like some of the things that Britt is allowed, or she gets the freedom to say.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't want to compare her really, but it feels like she gets, not that they're as big as CM Punk's pipe bomb. I'm sorry, I mentioned CM Punk on the show. I'm not saying I'm predicting CM Punk to come back. I'm not doing that. It's not predicting anything. He's not gonna be it all out, guys. He's not gonna be it all out. Just want to get that up.
I know you did that as a mistake, but it still annoyed me.
I know.
My toes literally just curled like, oh no.
I'm sorry. But it helps my point though. Like, he's known for the pipe bomb in WWE. It feels like it's where it's not a pipe bomb, but she's given the freedom to drop many pipe bombs.
She has a grenade.
Yes, exactly. She's giving grenades by Tony Khan, like, hey, go ahead, throw them. So she's given that freedom, and that says a lot, because I mean, she's the women's division right now. I mean, not that she's all the women's, but she's the spokesman for the women's division right now in AEW.
She's at it, basically.
Yeah. But she's given the type of freedoms to drop those things, just like CM Punk was with WWE. So that's really cool because, again, women's division.
Do you know what also I like about this?
A voice, yes.
The reason I love this and, like, the whole, like, line thing, like, she didn't mention WWE by name, but you legit knew. Like, know.
Yeah.
I then love the fact that after this, an ex-WWE guy turned up. I like his debut match. And I was just like, how poetic. Like, just, I just thought it was like, I don't think it was done on purpose, but I was just like,
I know.
That's interesting.
Maybe it was booked that way on purpose. We're going to put Andrade right after she says this.
Yeah.
And they were talking about him in this promo. So, and you're right. The next match was Andrade El Idolo versus Matt Sydal. So Andrade came out with his black mask on, and I love that mask with the suit. Loved it. Thought it was great. But he made a solid debut match. With a couple of nods to Eddie Guerrero, which Vicky enjoyed. Yes. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think everyone enjoyed that.
Exactly, but I was watching Vicky just clapping on the outside. It was great. But in the end, Andrade got the win with his finisher called El Idolo. I think that was the name of his finisher, correct? I heard it right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But he picked up the victory over Matt Sydal. And then after the match, he started to leave, but he went right back into the ring and locked on a submission move to Seidel to basically let everybody know that, yes, I am a heel. It was a heel move.
I think we gathered that.
Yeah, but just in case the fans didn't realize, you're not supposed to cheer me.
But I do love the fact that they were cheering him and not really cheering Matt Seidel. I mean,
he's gonna get cheered. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get some heat for him.
Yeah, 100%. But what I also love about this is I just remember when he was walking down, compared to when Miro debuted, and I know we love Miro now and we love what he's doing, but compared to when Miro debuted, this just made it seem like they're setting up on the right foot with him.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like this is how it's going to start. And it's like it's going to start right. And again, like I said, this is like the first match debut in front of a crowd for what, well over a year. So we can say, like, maybe if Miro was in front of a crowd, that whole like first bit of like his AEW career may not have happened. We don't know. Yeah. But just from this match debut, I originally thought, please, he has to, get this right, because if this doesn't start off right, then this is just like another one of them. Oh my God, it's WWE guy. I was just like hoping. But when he came out in that suit with an assistant, with an iPad, which I don't know why he had that, I just felt like, and this is like probably going to be like the last time I like hark back to WWE stuff with him, but it just felt like he was just like on a different level completely to when he was in WWE, like a completely different level. Like the respect they have given him, like, letting him talk, letting him flip between English and Spanish, letting him just, speak how he speaks. Like, the dude can speak English, leave him alone. And even if he doesn't want to speak English, that's fine. It's not his native language. Leave him alone. Mm-hmm. I just feel like this just kicked it off right for him. And I'm just like so excited. 2021 in AEW is really good.
Yes. And it feels like we're tip of the iceberg of things that are to come.
We're in the 7th month and it feels like it's just ramped up a whole other gear now.
Whole new world. Mm-hmm. Next, we got to a segment, really a video package. It's letting us know the history and the heat.
I know the history. I know the heat.
You know it. I know. We know it. We all.
This match.
So basically, it is to let us know that we're going to have Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy next week at Fyter Fest.
The longest ever running cross-company feud ever.
But I do like they're giving us this match on TV. It's not going to be.
No, it doesn't need a pay-per-view.
No, it shouldn't be a pay-per-view match.
No.
It fits well on Fyter Fest night 1. And I know they'll have a good match. You know they will. But it's a good way to use these guys.
The younger guys that are up and coming. Yeah. Like these guys have been at it for a while.
Or if you want to do Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That would be good.
Because I know you're thinking you don't trust Christian. Yeah.
No, I don't trust Christian as far as you can bloody throw him. I think I'm going to have to go to my mum's and like dig out my old Hardy shirt.
Mm-hmm. You're going to wear it for this one?
Yeah, but my only concern is like when this like thingy, she like, I remember saying like a few months ago, we've had a clear out of like the attic.
She threw out your Hardy shirt.
Yeah, I think so, because I think I made the mistake of going, if I've not looked at it for ages, like you can get rid of it.
Toss it.
So I didn't think I was in there, man. Oh my God. Okay. Let's brace ourselves. because I'm about to lose my damn mind.
Next, we have Tony Schiavone once again attempting to do an interview. This time it was with Arn Anderson. And I asked myself, why are we interviewing Arn Anderson?
Okay, the reason I was like, Arn Anderson, Nightmare Family, and I legit thought he's going to announce Fuego del Sol as like part of the Nightmare Family. I was so excited.
Oh, now you make.
I
really want to.
Now I was really annoyed when I was annoyed when the lights went out. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I went from that to like legit, like probably giving myself like, you know, a sore throat for like the 4 years after this day. Like I thought
you sounded a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I don't sound great.
What it was. But just to point out, the lights went out during the Cody QT match.
Yeah,
we didn't mention that.
I know.
They went out, and I've heard since that was on purpose. It was. Yeah, I didn't. I thought maybe they just messed up. Went, oops! I thought he was happening here, but it's not. You know. So the lights.
Did you think Bray Wyatt was playing around?
Somebody flipped the wrong switch. So,
sorry.
Yeah. So while Art is talking, the lights go out. Okay, so and if the announcers try to play it up. You know, we've been having power issues.
I love how they always. I love like the full proper intention in like commentator's voice. Like I'm sure they've had bad weather here in Miami.
There's technical difficulties. We'll get them figured out sooner or later.
And then JR going, I don't know what's happening. Oh God!
Never seen this before in wrestling.
Yeah, never ever happened before. I expected the gongs of the Undertaker to start happening. I was like generally going, what is going on? This is lasting so long. And I just thought,
the Undertaker is all elite. So when the lights came back on, it was not the Undertaker.
No.
And it was not technical difficulties.
And it wasn't Bray Wyatt.
And it wasn't Aleister Black either. And it was not Tommy End. No. It was not Tommy End.
No.
It was Malachi Black.
Malachi Black.
Oh my goodness, though. To see him standing in an AEW ring this soon, that's what caught everybody off guard because we were all looking at all out. We were all looking for all out because we thought 90 days, baby. 90 days.
Oh my God.
No. A clerical error on WWE's part. I'm sorry, but that's freaking hilarious.
My statements. I love WWE right now.
Yeah. It's just, that's hilarious. I just think it's so funny.
Good.
So because of it, see, the thing is, in NXT, they have 30-day no-compete clauses.
Yeah.
When they come to the main roster, they have 90 days. Something happened when Aleister Black, who is now Malachi Black, when he made his move to the main roster, Tommy and Malachi, all these, but they couldn't figure out his name either. It's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, when he moved to the main roster, they forgot to switch his no compete clause to 90 days. So yay! Yay! So yes.
I wonder if Vince is about to fire that person.
Yeah, that person has lost their job. Sorry, person. So yes, Malachi Black, Tommy End, Aleister Black, whatever you want to call him, he's in AEW, and he was standing in that ring. And he kicked Arn Anderson's face off. The microphone actually flew into the air. It was a beautiful shot with that mic bouncing.
I have slowed that down so many times just to rewatch it.
So, and I'll tell you, when I saw Cody standing across from him, I thought of you instantly.
I was like, go on, my friend.
Look, Aleister Black, Malachi Black, is someone who we both wanted in AEW, but I know you wanted so much. This is one of your guys, so I knew you were so excited to see him, but to see him kick Cody in the face, I knew you had to send you through the roof. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, I am like, I messaged you and I was just like, I don't know who my guy is anymore because they're all my guys. Like
too many of them.
I literally cannot like rank any in order right now. It's so difficult.
Yeah.
It's like a real problem for me. Like seriously,
that's a good problem. That's a good problem.
When this like when the lights turned on, I literally went. I can't even say what I said, but let's just say a lot of bleep words were said. Bearing in mind, I had just come back from vacation. I was legit sat on my own. I had no dog. Everybody was out at work in my street because, you know, we came back early. My husband was sat upstairs on the bed staring at the ceiling. And I just literally, like, I think I shook the house with the amount I screamed. And then, for whatever reason, I watched it. I then paused it. I then ran upstairs and absolutely out of breath proceeded to tell my husband, who does not care at all about any of this. I told him what happened and he was just like, right, when can we eat food? I was like, that is not the point right now. I ran back downstairs. I ran so fast I almost fell down the stairs, which would have been an interesting story.
Don't fall down the stairs.
I then rewound it, rewatched it, took it back, rewatched it. I watched it 4 times, like one after each other, just in case I missed anything. Like, I was like, I am having this moment. And then as soon as I was watching the 4th time, my brain went, so what matches do we want to see? I want to see Darby Allin. I just went through everything. And I was just like, I can't believe it. Like, this guy is like one of, like, John Moxley is my guy. Like, I love him. Like, he's amazing. Darby Allin is another guy that I absolutely love. But this guy, he has
Ricky Starks too.
Yeah. Like, Tommy End, I know. Tommy End has a clothing line that I'm obsessed with. I don't like the Young Bucks. He has a clothing line that I'm obsessed with. His music taste is pretty much around my music taste. He's just done an interview with the bassist of one of like the first ever bands I loved. He's done that. Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to say this is really weird, but he also has like the similar to my husband. He's got the ginger beard. It's just like
I thought that
so
too. It's crazy when you say that because I was I said he does look a little like your husband a little bit. Like I thought that was great.
And I was just like, he's dressed in all black. My little black goth heart was beating like nobody's business. And that smile at the end. I know like Darby Allin will be a crazy match. Like Ricky Starks, could you imagine? All that. But you know what I think would be really interesting to see? Malachi Black against Psycho Shawn Spears.
Yeah.
Because think of what would like go down. Like Shawn Spears in the mode he's in now.
Yeah.
Plus
ramp him
guy
up.
The guy that can kick your head off. Oh my goodness.
But
I
the
can't
feud
wait.
The feud we're gonna get is him and Cody.
I'm so happy. I am like AEW are giving me gifts. They are literally just giving me gifts. I'm like, I can't wait to see his gear. I can't wait to hear his music. I can't wait to like see him perform again. I can't wait to see what his entrance is like. If you can't tell, I'm a bit hyped. I just want it all now. And like today, I just watched his promo. It's like, you know how John Moxley did
the short film?
Yeah. I watched
it's
that,
great.
and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like that.
Oh, it was brilliant. It's like right up my street. I was just so happy. So that's what I thought about it. It was all right. It was good, you know. Nothing major happened. I literally have not been able to talk to anybody about this.
I knew you were gonna you were waiting to erupt to talk about this.
I've literally been on this.
I knew you were gonna explode.
Hurry up. Get to that bit. Get
to it. Yeah, Arn Anderson, whatever.
Yeah. And the crowd's reaction is what we have missed from debuts. That is what we have missed. And look, thank you, Miami, for that amazing reaction. And also, Miami, I'm so jealous of you. You have zero idea. But yes, well done, Miami. You literally made that like even more awesome than it already was. So well done.
The reaction he got there in his debut made me feel bad about the debuts of Matt Hardy and Brody Lee. I mean, the reactions they would have gotten with the live crowd. You know, FTR's debut.
And I just now I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like the one Dynamite I don't watch. So I can participate in discussions. It's the guy I've been wanting for like an entire 2-year period.
Knowing you weren't going to be able to watch it for a while, watching that's what I was thinking of was, wow, of all the Dynamites, dang.
My
like
God,
this one.
man.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
So just in case you missed it, everybody, Aleister Black, Tommy, and Malachi Black is in AEW.
He's all in, baby.
Hard to move on from
that.
that.
Happened?
Some other stuff.
Some other stuff happened.
Yes. Yes.
There was more of the show.
There was more, and we will move on. Next, we had a really cool piece of footage that happened earlier in the night, and it was Ricky Starks. He had commandeered the ring earlier and had security with him. He has his own security team to protect him from Brian Cage because he's still got the neck. The neck, man. The neck.
Oh, my God, Ricky Starks. I love you so much, man.
But Taz wasn't having any of it. Taz does not like the fact that Ricky thinks he needs security. Starks said, no, yeah, I do. My neck, man. Like, this isn't working. So he also said that the W in the FTW stands for Cage's wife. Cage stormed the ring and basically just murdered all the security force that Ricky Starks had out there.
But I wonder sometimes if wrestlers that get security kind of forget that other wrestlers can take out security because the wrestlers but I mean it's like sending a load of puppies to protect you from a lion or something. It's just pointless.
But they did serve a purpose. They did slow down Brian Cage and let Ricky Starks get out there.
And
that's
humans.
What it was. It's just
so
a human shield.
A getaway.
Exactly. Ricky Starks is smart.
Ricky Starks is so sassy.
He's so sassy. He's got the sassy security team now.
From Malachi Black to then Ricky Starks, I was like, anything else? My God, anything else you're gonna give me tonight? I was just so happy. I was just a nice little AEW bubble, and I was just so woo.
So yeah, next we had the Blade and the Bunny versus Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander, and this was obviously a mixed tag match, and it was a fun one. The brass knuckles were really what set this off because the Blade had knocked out Orange Cassidy with the brass knuckles. It was kind of a thread with this short kind of feud that they're having. And to start the match, I think Cassidy pointed out to the ref that the Blade had some brass knuckles in his, tucked in his boot. So they pulled those brass knuckles out, but the brass knuckles would make a comeback because the Blade used a second pair of brass knuckles to knock out Orange Cassidy. He went for the pin. This is at the end of the match. He goes for the pin. He actually just puts one boot on Orange Cassidy for the pin. Did not realize that that Orange Cassidy was not the legal man. Statlander had blind tagged herself in. So Statlander made her way into the ring, caught the Bunny off guard, hit the Big Bang Theory, and got the victory. So how did you like this mixed tag match?
Yeah, it was fun, and it was different, but that technically means there was no women's match.
That is true. It felt like it was the replacement for the spot where the women's match would be. It's true.
Which I'm not overly keen on.
Yes. Yes.
It was good. I generally just don't see why.
Yeah. I did love seeing, there were very few interactions between like mixed interactions, intergender interactions in the match. Although Chris Statlander did get to hit the Area 451 on the blade.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Cool spot. And then I think Orange Cassidy did his slow kicks on the bunny, which was great.
Just walked off.
Yeah. I just thought there were some fun moments in the match. And Chris Statlander, that Area 451 off the top rope, man, that was great.
She's so good.
Awesome. The women did get a chance to be highlighted in this, but I do agree that it did feel like it took the place of what could have been just a women's match.
Yeah.
But
it's still one thing AEW, the admiration and the love and like how much we love this company. There's still that problem with the women's division. And it's been over 2 years, we've still got the problem. But I know like next week, we're getting a women's match next week, aren't we? With
Penelope Ford and Yuka Sakazaki. Yep,
yeah.
That is next.
So we're getting that, but I feel now we're back on the road. Let's build this up. Let's get more than just one match in the same slot every week.
Exactly.
Because you've got so much, you've got a lot of other places now that you can put other matches on. Like, I'm hoping that once Rampage starts, some of like the male matches might move on to Rampage, give a bit more space. But it's still classed as like the main show. And we're going to get more women's matches on. Or even the other way around, like more women's matches on Rampage. Whatever way around you want to do it, but we just need more than the one match at the same slot every week. It's the one bugbear that still exists with AEW.
True.
And look, I love the company, but I will call them out when they need to be called out.
Yeah.
And they need to sort that out big style.
Hopefully things will improve in this category moving forward because they do have some awesome women that have 100%. I think have proven themselves to this point. So let's give them the time to prove what they can do. So next we saw Jungle Boy receive his trophy for being the first AEW wrestler to get to 50 wins. So it's cool that they're acknowledging that. It is
wholesome content.
No major part of a storyline or anything necessarily, although the trophy could be used at some point. But just seeing them reward somebody, especially Jungle Boy, for reaching a milestone, acknowledging those wins.
And I love the fact that it's, inverted commas, AEW homegrown talent. That's done it first. Yeah. Because even though it doesn't matter who it would have been, there's literally, there's no way you can have any type of idiots on the internet, like, kind of dull this down for anybody. Not that it matters, but it's just like, you just get tired of seeing the same people saying the same stuff over and over again.
Because I do have to admit, it would have landed differently if it was like Billy Gunn getting that.
Or Jericho.
It would have felt a little, we got 50 wins, baby. All right. So yeah, that was nice. Next, we had a segment that caught me completely off guard.
Do you know why this caught me off guard? I have zero idea who these people are.
And I did too. Now I know of Amanda Nunes, so I did know of her, but I don't watch UFC. I know you don't either.
No.
And from my understanding, Dan Lambert had done some work in Impact. And see, I don't watch Impact either. I don't typically watch. I watch here and there, but I don't watch enough of it, or I haven't watched enough of it in the past to be aware of these things. So, but at ringside, Dan Lambert from American Top Team, and he had two UFC stars, Amanda Nunes and Jorge Masvidal. They were sitting at ringside. They'd shown them on camera over there a few times, so I was wondering if something was going on there. So Tony Schiavone was over there trying to get an interview with them, and once again,
Schiavone, this is like his gimmick all of a sudden.
Yeah, but so Dan Lambert took the mic and just made his way through the railing and into the ring, and I realized, whoa, okay, this is a segment now.
Security was shocking this night.
They're like, yeah, just let him head on up there. But I'll tell you, though, he was really, really good on the mic. And what he did here was he basically ran down AEW. Said he was invited by Tony Khan to this show to see how progressive wrestling was and how entertaining it was. But he said that if he wanted to see some really good wrestling, he was going to have to go find some of his old VHS tapes and pop them in and watch some Terry Funk, some Dusty Rhodes, some Eddie Graham, making a shout out to Florida Championship Wrestling. He said he made a mistake trusting Tony Khan in coming here, that what he's seeing out here just makes him think that AEW sucks. And really what this felt like was he was, I don't know, like he was the embodiment of Jim Cornette.
Yes.
He was out there saying everything that the internet trolls like to say about AEW. And nothing completely against Jim Cornette. Not to say he never has any good ideas. I mean, but he loves. Let's just say him and a lot of supporters that they love to talk about old time wrestling and this is the way it should be done, and knock everything that AEW is doing. That's what it feels like, and make fun of AEW. So it really felt like Dan Lambert was encapsulating everything that Cornette negatively says about AEW. And in the middle of this, somebody came out and basically did what AEW fans want to do to Jim Cornette on the internet.
Yeah.
You have the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer, came out of his warehouse that he's living in right now and stormed to the ring and blacked out Dan Lambert / Jim Cornette in the middle of that ring. A very cool moment. So it was just like, hey, let's let this guy get out there and badmouth AEW, and then let's let Lance Archer annihilate him on behalf of AEW fans. So it caught me off guard. I wasn't sure what to think when it was happening, but after it, I got it. So I ended up enjoying it. I didn't at first. So
I do love the fact that he was then like trying to like slander AEW, but then at the same time, in like a classic heel promo thing, was then also like bigging up AEW at the same time. It was just he's been to promo school recently.
Because he was highlighting the good things while acting like they were bad. Yeah, so it was
just like he passed his promo school exams.
And I heard he was really good in Impact. That's what I've heard a lot about him since. I wouldn't mind seeing him more often after seeing this. So
100%. But I love the fact that he was like, "Go on, chant AEW," and the crowd's like, AEW, AEW. You're like, you don't say the W bit, dude.
No, man.
And I do love how it was like, and Tony Khan was like, the AEW fans are brilliant, like, they're more like a family. And I was just like, what's your point? I got really defensive in my own head. I was like,
what? How dare you?
I also love the fact that Lance Archer came out. Like, is his warehouse on wheels? Because last week it was at Daly's place. Now it's in like Miami.
I think he's going to just start renting nearby warehouses wherever they're at.
Oh,
just
okay. That makes
That's
more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like teleporting around warehouses or something.
Yeah, it's like Airbnb, but for warehouses.
Warehouses. I live here now. But I do love the fact that Jake Roberts still comes out, and then he's just like, "Oh, why do I bother? He's just gonna not listen to it anyway."
I'll just wait right here.
It's like Lance Archer's like that, and like puppy you can't train. Like he just does whatever you want, and Jake's just like that frustrated on and going, "What is the point? Just let him go. He'll come back eventually.
He's just gonna pee right there.
He'll come back eventually when he wants feed, and he'll turn back up."
Yep.
I love it so much. I miss Lance Archer being on Dynamite. Bring him back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, him and Malachi Black. Man.
The fantasy booking can go on and on with Malachi Black.
We need to do an episode on that because oh my God.
Top 10 matches that could possibly happen with Malachi
You're limiting me to 10?
Sorry. 75 possibly matches that can happen with Malachi Black.
That's 100% coming up, people.
Yep.
I've just decided. I'm very sorry.
Yep. So I would be interested to see. To get us back to the segment we were talking about.
Yeah.
If he does continue, like if he shows back up in AEW, if it's a way, he got attacked by Lance Archer. If it's something where I'm not sure if this is a one-off or if.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Lambert is such a good talker. To have him bring somebody in to face Lance Archer, like to defend him.
My God,
and this is where Lance gets his win. I'm not sure if he still has any work with Impact. No, he's done stuff. It could be somebody from Impact. Could be somebody from New Japan who's here in the States. Because they had talked about the Forbidden Door being open with Lance the other day. So I don't know. I wonder if it's just a one-off or if it's going to lead to something.
Something's going to happen with Lance Archer anyway with them comments that he made. So
I'm also still not giving up on the Sting thing with Lance. I'm not giving up there.
No, I'm not either.
Still
there.
But anywho. So in our main event, we had
finally at the main event.
We're at the main event. We started this like 7 hours ago.
Seriously, we've talked about this show as long as it was on the air.
I know we're at 2.5 hours. We're gonna have to. There's gonna be some editing here. We can't have a 2.5 hour podcast. So the main event was for the AEW World Tag Team titles in a street fight between Penta and Eddie Kingston versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, who are made for street fighting, as they were trained on the main streets of Rancho Cucamonga, California. In this match, man, we had tables, trash cans, cool spray, thumbtacks, blue jean shorts. That's right, folks.
God.
I said blue jean shorts.
They wore jorts, man. They wore jorts.
They did. They looked amazing in those blue jean shorts.
What? And like bandanas, like oh my God.
It was they hit another level tonight. This match, all kinds of toys in it. It was entertaining chaos. And of course the Good Brothers got involved. Cutler got involved as well. Frankie Kazarian, the Elite Hunter, even showed up and tried to help Penta and Eddie, but he was taken out by the Good Brothers at one point. And ultimately, Eddie, with a mouthful of thumbtacks, took a dual super kick from the Young Bucks, and the Bucks got the pin for the win and retained the AEW World Tag Team titles. But yeah, absolute crazy match to end the show. What do you think about it?
Look, it's the Young Bucks in jorts. Like,
again, with everything with him now, we talk more about their facial hair.
I know.
And what they're wearing than we do their matches.
But the problem is that he's like so in your face, like you can't help but like notice it.
No.
It's not like they're trying to hide the fact that they're douches now. Like it's literally there. Look, I love this, but the whole time I was watching it, and I know this is my fault. I'm 100% like going up to this, but because we had the Mox announcement earlier in the night, I was generally going, okay, so when's he coming out? When's he coming out? When's he coming out? And then when I
thought
saw
that too.
When I saw Frankie Kazarian, I went, yeah, but is that Frankie Kazarian? Or is that John Moxley? Oh, it's Frankie Kazarian. Okay. When's he coming out? And then like I realized as like the time was going down on like
he's not coming
like
out.
on the little like slide thing. I was like, oh, he's not coming out. I was just generally like, what? Why have I done that to myself? Like, I never ever do that. I never anticipate stuff because this is what happens. You get disappointed. So I was just like, why have I done that to myself? But no, I loved the match. Look, they were never going to win. We know that as a fact.
No.
But those moments when they did it so smart, when the ref was meant to be counting, or when when they were tapping out, like that's how they managed to they literally could have won.
Yeah.
But it's the Bucks. So
it was that point where you thought what Matt was going to tap, right?
Yeah.
And then Nick was on the top rope, and he had a choice to make of what to do. And so he had a 450 splash on Rick Knox and took him out. That was one of those moments where it looked like Penta and Eddie may win it. You're right. They did those moments really well.
So now I'm at that point now where I'm like, okay, so that's that done. That's why I think like this whole John Moxley, Carl Anderson thing is around this storyline necessarily. But I'm now just like, in my head, I'm just like, so when are we starting off the Santana and Ortiz little angle for these titles? Because, you know, we're getting the Hangman stuff. Your girl is waiting for the boys to get those belts.
Yeah. We gotta let the Proud Powerful go through FTR first.
I know.
It's coming though. It's coming.
I just feel like I'm a little impatient.
I know.
It's like AEW trying to distract me. Like, oh look, here's Malachi Black, yay! And I'm just like going, yeah, that's great. When I saw Santana Ortiz getting these tag belts,
we need them to get the tag belts and Adam Page to get the world title. Come on, guys, come on.
And all will be right in the world.
But hey, as awesome as this show was tonight, and it absolutely was, listen to the card for Fighter Fest Night 1 from the HEB Center in Cedar Park, Texas. It is so cool telling you where these shows are going to be because we knew where they were for so long. Yeah. And I can tell you it's somewhere else. It's somewhere else totally. It's in Cedar Park, Texas. So here are the announced matches. We have Yuka Sakazaki versus Penelope Ford. I am so looking forward to that match because Yuka is I'm glad she's back. She's so fun to watch, and Penelope just impresses me more and more every time I see her. So, really looking forward to this. Even without a story around it, the match itself, I'm just looking forward to.
Yeah.
And we have Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. Again, a lot of history built up there, so this should be a fun match for a TV match. We have Brian Cage, the Machine Brian Cage, defending his FTW title belt against absolute Ricky Starks. Starks making his in-ring return after his injury. This could easily be a pay-per-view match. Like this is where I'm going with this card. Because this could easily be a pay-per-view match. We have John Moxley defending his IWGP United States title against Carl Anderson.
He's back.
Again, another match it's so big, and there's history between Moxley and the Elite, Super Elite.
And he's back.
Whatever you want to call him. And he's back. Yes, she's not talking about Carl Anderson because we just saw him. She's talking about John Moxley. Yes,
he's back.
John Moxley's back. And another match that could easily be on the pay-per-view. Darby Allin versus Ethan Page in the first ever coffin match in AEW.
Oh my God.
Our assumption is this will close the show. Who knows? It could be Cage and Starks. It could be Moxley and Carl Anderson for the IWGP US title. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Any three of those could close the show. but I think it's going to be Alan Page. Also, we're going to hear from Hangman Adam Page next week too. So it will be interesting to see what he has to say after his altercation, encounter, whatever you want to call it, doing some cowboyish against Kenny Omega. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So yeah, as awesome as this show was, next week looks like it could be hard to imagine it being better. But it looks like from a storyline standpoint and from a match standpoint, this could be a bigger show. So we'll have to see. But I didn't think I could be more excited for this show than I was for the one we just.
No.
But I'm getting there. I'm just getting giddy with each new Dynamite just because we're going towards a new horizon. You know, it's
yeah.
So much fun stuff
It
ahead.
feels like AEW has like started again.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Hit the
really
reset
weird.
button.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And I want to apologize for everybody that my voice sounds horrific, but like I legitimately did scream so much yesterday.
Your voice got malachied.
It did. It really got like ruined.
All right. Goodness. So we hope you enjoyed this review. Hopefully.
Yes.
Maybe somewhere close to as much as you enjoyed watching Dynamite, because if it was anywhere close to that, then we did a pretty good job. They hit a home run with this show.
100%.
But don't forget.
And I will drink some honey and lemon, and my voice should be back to normal for next week.
Okay, please try. Please try. You sounded fine though. Just a little scratchy.
A little scratchy. I sound so British right now.
Like you never sound British or something? It's like me sounded. I sound so much like I'm from Alabama right now. Yeah, like you can't tell. Really?
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all of our content that we drop each week. We do Dynamite reviews, Q&As, topic episodes, previews and reviews of pay-per-views. Every now and then we'll sneak in an interview. And we're going to be doing Rampage reviews after August 13th when it debuts. So keep an eye out for all of that content that we put out on a weekly basis. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. You can follow the channel at BeautyXTheBeard. You can follow me at Let the Beard Play. And you can follow Sarah at Strange_Pixie.
Yeah, I can.
Y'all be good out there. Be good to each other. And we will see you on the next one.
Bye.